Hi there, Taurus. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're looking at June 19th through the 25th, and I am Astrogirl, and I'm here to tell you that this is a very busy week indeed, and that there's a lot of planetary activity lined up in your third house of communication, siblings, planning, and short trips. In fact, the Sun, Mercury, Mars, and a new moon are all clustered in that third house, and Venus, of course, remains in your sign. So the earth and the water signs have it, and this is a time when you will excel, especially if you're thinking of going into real estate or buying real estate or doing something with a family member, a sibling. It's a very good time for you to be thinking about that. The headline for this week is the second change in the seasonal calendar. We're going in the northern hemisphere, the biggest hemisphere. We're going into summer, the summer solstice. In the southern hemisphere, where there's not as much happening, there's not as many countries, they're going into the winter solstice. So when I talk about the summer solstice, I'm also talking about the winter solstice for the people in the southern hemisphere, and it gets rather confusing. I have to keep repeating that. But I'm sure that you understand that when I talk about the summer solstice and the days being longer and then getting shorter, you realize that I'm talking for the majority of the world that does live in the northern hemisphere. The first day of summer is Wednesday, June 21st, coinciding with the sun entering Cancer. Also called the summer or winter solstice, June 21st is the second high point in the solar calendar and the longest day of the year, or the shortest. After the summer solstice, the days will start to get shorter by about 2 minutes a day. The Cancer sun will spotlight emotions, families, housing, homeland security, and women for the next month. That same day, there's a superior conjunction between the sun and Mercury. Because Mercury is moving fast and is at its furthest point from Earth, this is a time when communications are logical and objective, following in the sun's footsteps. That same day, Mercury, the talker, the planet of words, moves out of Gemini, where he's been happy, where he's been nestled in his ruling sign, and into Cancer, which is a much more feely intuition type sign and doesn't rely so much on words. With Mercury in Cancer for the next 3 weeks, it's helpful to know that communications and marketplace interactions will be based more on gut feelings and less on the spoken word. A Cancer new moon on Friday, June 23rd, doubles the Cancer energy, bringing new beginnings for homes and families with a special focus on safety and security. If you're in the market to buy a home or a restaurant, or even just get on Airbnb and solidify a place for the holidays, the next 2 weeks are prime time for that type of real estate. A lot of people in the US take long vacations over the 4th of July, which of course is just around the cosmic corner. Some heavy love vibes are going down on Saturday, June 24, when Venus makes a trine to darkly central Pluto for the first time this year. That's good for you. This is a very sexual and sexy time for you, Taurus. Be sure that things don't get out of hand in that department, because the next day, Sunday, June 25th, Mars squares off with Jupiter, meaning all bets are off, because it's going to be easier to say yes to anything than to say no. Be sure to take advantage of a relaxed Mars-Neptune trine later that same day. It's sending out a memo that it's time to kick back and lead with your intuition. This trine will happen again at the end of December. So basically, we're having a very, very special week with Mercury, Mars, the Sun, and a new moon, all transiting Cancer. So that's pretty special in itself. That's a lot of planets and a lot of planetary play. So if you know anyone born under the sign of Cancer, they have amazing strength right now. So stick with them. Have a great week. Great speaking to you, and I'll look forward to speaking to you again next week.